Well, welcome to Hades, the world on the outermost reaches of the earth and seas, dark opposite to Mount Olympus, the underworld, the kingdom of the damned, and the destination of the dead. I had been told I was to grant someone a tour around the house, but I had no idea. I'm truly sorry. My lifeless introduction. I can't even imagine how many times I've gone through all that bleak and dreary speech. Well, welcome to Hades. This, of course, means that you've died, but try not to think about it. Besides, you can still have a life here. Sort of. Where are my manners? I'm to give you a brief tour of the house, and then to get you prepared before a banquet with, dear old dad of the dead himself, Hades. That's him just over there. The grumpier, darker version of Zeus, with less lightning and more anger and angst. But that being said, he's very interested in meeting with you, and I think he hopes to convince you to serve him in some way, kind of like Achilles does. Yes, Achilles is something like a guard in my father's employ. Who's my father? Right, I've forgotten to introduce myself. Nice one, Zag. I'm Zagreus, son of Hades, prince of the underworld, and on this particularly auspicious day, your guide. Come on, I'll show you to my favorite part first. Hello, boy. I brought someone new for you to meet. They might be staying with us for a little bit like Achilles does, so don't be too rough, all right? May I introduce you to the infamously dangerous Cerberus, devourer of expensive lounges, infinite shredder of fur, lover of head scritches. He's quite harmless, as long as you're not breaking in or out. He's just a playful pup. If you do decide to stay, I'll show you how best to pet him later. For now, let's move on with the tour, shall we? And by that, I mean let's get you ferried away to the bathhouse so you can prepare. And by that, of course, I mean let's try and get to the bathhouse as fast as possible to avoid running into anyone. Sound good? Good. Yes, hello, nothing to see here. Hello, shade. That doesn't look very nice. Try not to look at them. Some people die in rather miserable ways. Oh, sorry to remind you of the death thing. Never mind. Anyway, if you look on the left here, you'll see the office hall. And if you look to the right, you'll see some, vases. I've never given a tour. Is it noticeable? I hope it's not noticeable. Anyway, we're here. And before I take you further on this tour, allow me to offer you a bit of relaxation and respite. Behold, the bathhouse of Hades. Probably one of my favorite places, if I had to say. I mean, you're still in the underworld, but it's not so bad. Water from the lakes of Elysium, heated by the flaming pits of Asphodel. Not too hot, mind you. Well, I'll let you take a bath. Get all cleaned up before you meet the others. I'll be in the chamber just outside. Just come out whenever you're ready.
Aren't you awfully bold for a mortal? Inviting yourself to join my bath like that? Though, I suppose I can forgive you. I do not remember giving anyone here my blessing of beauty and charm recently. And yet, here you are. So, you're the little mortal prodigy Zagreus was exalting around. What perfectly divine timing, darling. I came down here to have a look-see since I heard all about that awful business of dying. I can tell, though, that it wasn't a waste of my time. Indeed, my little shade. You probably didn't get me more than a glance to guess, but proper greetings and all. I am Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty, and I think we will get along just fabulously. My accent? Oh, right. It is a little different to what you're probably used to. Mortals on the surface come in so many delightful varieties. You do have to travel a bit to encounter them all, and that seems so hard for you, poor dears. Fortunately, we Olympians aren't held back with such limitations, and I've been taking adventures to go and mix and mingle with some of my fellow deities across the way. Made some absolutely lovely friends. Spent a good deal of time with one of the Celts I share a blessing trait with. That kid had the cutest accent, and I haven't shaken off the mimicry yet. Do you like it, dearest? Oh, I can tell you've been through that wretched blood pool. Leaves the worst feeling behind on your skin. Here, I have to recommend just to fix that. Don't spurn the gifts of a goddess now, darling. It's just heavenly, isn't it? Told you. So, now you tell me, hon. What's Zagreus got you all tucked away down here in Tartarus for? I would have expected some with your credentials to get the hero's welcome and yet expedite a ticket to Alecto. I see now. Those two are just sneaky, aren't they? Trying to keep you all wrapped up down here. I might have to just have a word with them since you'd fit in quite nicely in my... Oh.
What in the blazes is this? Who painted our bathhouse with frosting?
Really now, Megaera, you can't blame me for wanting to dress up the place for company.
Did you sneak into Tartarus just to give us decorating tips and hassle Lord Hades' guests, Aphrodite? Because I am quite sure I'd been made aware if you were given permission to be here.
Oh, do relax, darling. It was only a bit of fun and pampering. After all, I apparently did something right with this one without even trying. Don't you agree, little mortal?
Hands off. You will not be taking liberties and disturbing our guests.
Such a killjoy. I was done with my bath anyway. Do try to enjoy the rest of company for now, darling. I can guarantee I'll see you later.
Come on out, then. You're perfectly safe with me here. Lord Hades would have my hide if I let anything happen to his guest of honor. No need to thank me. She likely wouldn't have hurt you anyway. I just dislike trespassers. Oh. Well, your appreciation is appreciated. You do live up to a reputation, don't you? More interesting than most of the souls in Tartarus, at least. Has Zagreus been tempting you to stay? It would be nice to have a fresh face around. Especially if you're going to keep flattering me for threatening people. Should have known there wouldn't be any sort of reasoning or plan if Zagreus is showing you around. The boy is barred from half the house anyway. Listen here. You just save making up your mind till I can get a chance to show you the insider's view of the house. Understand? Zagreus can take you on his little guided tour. But when he's done dragging you around, I can show you how the house really operates. We could probably even get permission to go out into the surrounding maze a bit. You'd be safe enough with me. It isn't something I don't normally do. My duties run more towards keeping the damned to their punishments. But for you, I can make an exception. Would be well worth the time to get to know you a bit. Maybe you could even show me a thing or two. You do have quite the skill if the rumors are to be believed, and it gets rather boring around here. Mixing it up could be an experience for both of us.
About time you noticed me. Not quite up to the picture the rumors paint, are you? I know. Awkward to introduce myself through the window. Hurry up, let me in. What? Those two? They won't mind if I pop in for just a minute. I'll be gone as quick as a bat. Promise. Just wanna greet you properly. Oh, they've got you set up in the fancy rooms, huh? Very nice setup for someone freshly off Charon's boat. I don't have rooms in the house at all, actually. I'm not technically allowed to be in here, which is why I promised to be quick. I may have gone against what Hades told me to do once or twice. Meg's the good girl, so she's allowed to stay. I don't really have any concern over what some god in charge wants. What? You don't want to be friends just because he doesn't approve? You more scared of Hades than me? I'm a lot closer to you than he is at the moment, you know? Should rethink your priorities. Oh, you're so brave because you think being dead means you're safe, huh? You forget that Tartarus is where souls go to be punished. I can kill you over and over, and you will still feel everything. I've had lots of time to get really creative with it, too. Wouldn't be much of a punishment if I got predictable. There's plenty of options if you really decide to be difficult. You don't think the whip is purely for show, do you? Come on, you can't take a little teasing? Don't worry, it's not all about the job, as much fun as that is. I came by to greet you, after all. So rare that you mortals manage any sort of notoriety, much less get Hades' attention. Had to see what all the fuss was about. And gotta say, you're not as disappointing as I thought you'd be.
Did you need help with some... Hang on a second, who let you in here?
Tell me you didn't sneak in here to cause more trouble.
Oh, I just wanted to say hi. Seen a little mortal for myself since I likely wouldn't be assigned to Tartarus.
Just got here and you're already so popular. I really can't leave you alone for a moment without some fury trying to spirit you away, can I? Hey Meg, you're planning on giving me a few shots, right?
You've got 3 seconds to get out of my sight, Alecto. You know how I feel about trespassing.
You're no fun, Meg. Rude. Fine. Damn. I'm leaving. But I'm not saving you any nectar if you're late to the banquet.
No one invited you, and if they did, I'm uninviting you.
Didn't get the memo yet, Red Blood? Hades moved the banquet to the courtyard in Elysium. Since that's outside and not in your house, you can't use that rule against me. See you at the party.
Just wait till I get my hands on her.
Nothing around here is any real bite. I guess Red Blood would do as an escort. What? You didn't think I'd really just run away just because I got scolded. Meg and I go way back. But you're interesting. And I'm not just leaving and missing my chance to put you to the test. I'd think you'd have fun, actually. You can't possibly have gotten away on the surface without getting into some friendly brawls now. What would you get out of it? Well, You get to say you survived a spar with me. That's rare enough. But, well, I know all the nooks and crannies of the outside halls better than anyone on the house's payroll. Could probably give you a boring and glossed over tour of the place if you think you're brave enough. Damn. Sounds like company's coming. You get yourself some rest. Don't need you dozing off at the banquet.
I could have sworn I heard you talking to Alecto again. She wasn't bothering you, I hope. She's not really a threat, but you don't need to be bothered when you should be sleeping. You're sweet. But part of my job is to keep contraband out, and that includes people. Don't let this keep you awake. It's nothing you'd have to deal with normally. We don't get many new arrivals that are worth mentioning is all. You have everyone stirred up. That's not a bad thing. The break from the monotony is appreciated. You're going to be very popular tomorrow. But don't worry, we won't let them shuffle you off to be eaten. Kidding. No one in this house actually eats people. Well, except Cerberus. And Zag has him mostly trained to do that to escapees. You'll be fine. Have a pleasant evening.
I thought those furies would never leave. You have such a good heart to tolerate them, dearest. Ah, yes. I heard mortals only use doors and horses to get around. Sounds terribly inconvenient. Okay, so you make a good argument for horses, but I still think you should let me whisk you away the god's way to travel, so you know just what you're missing. And of course, you can decide if you like. I might have to show you up a bit more. I think I should leave you to your beauty rest now, dear. I know I don't need any, but does wonder for your mortals. See you at the banquet.
Since we're all now settled for this feast, courtesy of my father, and in honor of our most welcome guest, of course, let me offer up a toast in hopes that we didn't scare you off. Dignitas amicorum pie zesses vivas, bibe multis annis, yamas. With that said, the gates of our house are open to you if you'd like to stay.
Don't let this welcome be the thing that does chase you off. New faces are unusual here, but it is a rare mortal who is truly welcome here. You always have the choice, of course, but it would be a disappointment to lose such a promising person to the tedium of Elysium. Here's a toast to proper thanks and acceptance.
I have to join my cousins in praising such a star rising in the mortal stock. Kudos to you, darling, but I would have to remiss to not give you of my own blessings. Here's dividing the path most suited, your desires fulfilled, and beauty company to accompany you. What do you think, darling? Not a horrible party for the underworld, I suppose. Nothing on dear sorceries, but I could have any of the worst party guests. I'm going to have to take my leave here shortly, but I would love to come back and chat some more. Maybe show you what a real afterlife could look like up on Olympus. Oh, don't worry about Hades and leaving the underworld thing. You just have to leave that to me. In the meantime, you think about my offer, Oh, drat, I'm out before that harping get in my ear again. Bye, darling.
Fury, not Harpy. That's right, you better go. It's your eternity, but I would have to advise against trying to convince Lord Hades to let you visit Olympus. requests to leave the underworld are never well received. Besides, we still have a lot of sightseeing to do now that Zagreus can't keep you all to himself. I was thinking I could show you some of Elysium after the banquet since we are here. You should finish your meal, though. We can go after.
Really, Megaera? An after-dinner stroll? Tell you what, little soul. You decide you want to ditch these by-the-book views of the underworld and have a real good time. You just come get me.
How about you just leave instead?
I hope you have actually had a chance to try the food, not just hold it on the fork. Look, don't let the others give you a hard time. We'd really love for you to stay, but not if you'll be unhappy. Maybe you could stick around, just a bit, to see if the place grows on you. No pressure. You will? That's wonderful. There's still so much you haven't had a chance to see. So, hopefully you will enjoy yourself. I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. I need to go make sure Cerberus is getting fed. Goodbye.